Hi, I'm Jenelle Montilone, the author of the Upcycled T-shirt published by Stash Books. Today I'm going to show you a few techniques for creating t-shirt yarn, which you can see here. First cutting technique I'm going to show you is going to be best suited for children just because it's a little less complicated and you get really great results. So you're going to take your t-shirt, lay it out flat, fold it in half like a hot dog. So in half like a hot dog is in burger would be like this. Okay, so let's get this situated. In half like a hot dog. You want it to be as flat as possible, so you can use your hands just to run over it nice and flat. Today I'm going to show you first using a pair of scissors how you can cut your t-shirt yarn. So what we're going to do is start by removing the bottom hem and set this aside because you can use it for other projects like handle bags or anything else you might want. So we're going to set that aside. Now what we have is the base of a t-shirt. I'm going to make 1.5 inch cuts. So we have 1 inch, 1.5, and I'm just eyeballing it and cutting a straight line from the folded edge over. I'll make several cuts just so that you have an idea of what we're creating here. And again, this technique is done using scissors. So it's great for school crafts where you have these resources readily available. So once we cut that strip in our t-shirt, it's going to make a giant loop. This is the start of your t-shirt yarn. Now all you're going to do is pull it tautly here, and you'll see that the jersey knit fabric that your t-shirt is made of rolls over on itself, and it doesn't create a frayed edge at all. And it's very strong, as you can see here. So this is 1.5 inch t-shirt yarn that we just created one length of. Take a look here. And that was just from one loop. And you can repeat this process using all of the loops that your t-shirt creates. Now you're going to get the best t-shirt yarn from shirts that have no side seam. So if you take a look here, there's no side seam in this shirt. But if we take a shirt like this that I just brought in, this is a side seam. Now when you cut your t-shirt yarn, I'm going to go quickly with my slicer just to show you. You're still going to get a great loop, so this will work for t-shirt yarn. But you're going to find that there's a little bulk right there where the two edges meet. So while you can make t-shirt yarn, just keep this in consideration whenever using a shirt with a side seam. Okay, so we have a few strands of t-shirt yarn here. Some techniques that I'm going to show you today that will make a continuous length of t-shirt yarn. Let me clear my space here. I'm going to take another t-shirt, lay it flat, fold it like a hot dog. But this time, I'm only going to bring my shirt folded with 2 inches remaining. So as you can see here, this edge is here, and then I'm going to fold this next edge 2 inches below and lay it flat. We can again use our scissors, but I'm going to demonstrate this technique using a rotary cutter, which is very similar to a pizza cutter. As you can see, it has a large round blade that is extremely sharp, so please be careful. And they come in a variety of sizes. I'm going to use my rotary cutter paired with a clear acrylic ruler, just so that we have extra straight lines. For accuracy, of course. So I'm using a self-healing mat on the bottom here, partnered with the acrylic ruler and lining up the lines on the mat. I'm just gonna snip this right off. Again, the edge, and now I'm saving these for a project that I have coming up. But like I said before, you could use those to create handles for tote bags or gift wrap or just different items. If you check out my blog, trashintotees.com, I have over 400 tutorials for upcycling and creatively reusing your t-shirts. So we're going to start this process again using the ruler, but when we cut, I'm going to make, you can make any size t-shirt yarn. For the purpose of what I'm going to do next, I'm going to use a 2-inch t-shirt yarn cut right here. Okay, so I have it measured out approximately 2 inches. Now I'm not a stickler for by any means for measurements. We're going to make our first cut along this edge and stopping right as we cut through this folded piece right here. So I'm going to show you first. So I'm going to use a rotary cutter, pushing down, and then we're stopping the cut. Now if I peel this away, you can see that I cut through this piece, but I did not go all the way to the edge here. Okay, so we're going to repeat this every 2 inches. And this technique is going to give you one continuous length of t-shirt yarn. You're going to continue all the way up until you get to this edge right here where your armpit is. We're going to cut right off that edge. I'm going to set this aside because you could still use that fabric, but just not in creating this t-shirt yarn right now. So here what you have, this is what I refer to as the spine of the t-shirt yarn, right? You can see it's cut all the way through. Now if this is your first time trying to make t-shirt yarn, I strongly encourage you to make sure that you leave the 2 inches up here at the fold, and also to make sure that you leave enough t-shirt yarn here to be able to manipulate it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to slip my hand into, again, what I just called the spine of the shirt. And you can see that this area right here where the fold was remains uncut. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scissors for this next part. It's always smart to have one pair of scissors designated to cut fabric. If you find yourself extremely frustrated while cutting through t-shirt yarn, it could be the fact that your scissors are not fabric scissors, and it's going to cause your fabric to fold instead of cut in between the blades. So if you're frustrated right now, go out and get a pair of fabric scissors. You can find a pair from Fiskars or Westcott, or of course Ginger are one of my favorites. You can pick them up for just a few dollars, or if you're willing to invest a little bit more, definitely pick up maybe a pair like the Ginger. Back to our t-shirt spine. As you can see, we have the cuts on either side of your forearm. I'm carefully going to take my scissors, starting at this edge in the middle, and cut to this first cut on a diagonal. Okay, so I did not cut over here. I cut in the middle of the two from this edge to the diagonal. Next, I'm going to cut from the first slit on your right side, again on a diagonal, to the second slit on your left side. We're going to repeat this all the way down the spine. So we're at the second slit on the right, to the third slit on the left, and of course it's probably reversed because you're looking at it from the screen, so I apologize for any confusion. If you find there's some spots where the t-shirts are still connected, go ahead and snip them. This is not gonna, you're not messing up the process at all along the way. Okay, but please do take caution that you are not cutting yourself. Here's a little spot I missed. You're not cutting yourself or your skin or your sweatshirt on the underside. So again, from the right to the diagonal over here on the left. And you're trying to maintain that 2 inches as you cut. So as best you can. Here we go. And then finish this one up. And you're going to be surprised to see that now we have one continuous length of t-shirt yarn. If you pick up my book, The Upcycled T-shirt, you'll read in the book that one large t-shirt yields about 15 yards of t-shirt yarn. So keep that in mind if you're going to be doing any arm knitting or crocheting with your t-shirt yarn. I have some tips in there for how, again, to maximize the amount of t-shirt yardage you can get out of a shirt.